Are you wondering why you've been poor all these years? This might be due to some of your actions. Warren Buffett once mentioned 5 things that keep many poor and how to avoid them. These things are all embedded in how you spend your money. Warren Buffett isn't just a successful or wealthy man. He has mastered the rules of wealth, and that's why he's still on top of his game. So today we are going to fetch from his well of wisdom. Here are 5 things Mr. Buffett highlights that are making you poor and how to avoid them. If you've yet to subscribe to this channel, why not do that right now? 1. Poor money habits. Your financial freedom hinges primarily on how you spend your money. So if you have poor money habits, you can never be rich. What then are poor money habits? Poor money habits simply mean behaviors that affect your financial status. Looking at them, they do not look damaging, but you discover that you've lost a fortune over time. Some of these habits are overspending, not investing, not saving, or not paying your bills on time. If your income is $5,000 monthly and your monthly expenses are $6,500, you will never be rich. Why? You will always need to borrow money to meet your expenses. If you live in debt, how can you save or invest? And when you do not save, you have nothing to fall back on. What makes matters worse is that you don't need most of the things you buy. In most cases, they are only luxury items. According to Warren Buffett, quote, "If you buy things that you do not need, soon you will have to sell things you need," unquote. If I may add to that, when you sell things you need, you become poorer. How do you overcome these poor money habits? First, your expenses must not exceed your income. It's a basic rule. That's all the mark of living within your means. Then make sure you have a substantial percentage of your income. You can follow the 50-30-20 rule. That is, you spend 50% of your income on your needs, 30% on your wants, and save 20%. However, to hasten your financial freedom, you can save 50% of your earnings. With that, you won't be walking into financial freedom, you'll be flying. Don't forget to pay your bills on time as well. This will save your neck from unnecessary debts. And lastly, try to invest your money in profitable ventures. There's no point saving without investing. That's the only way to multiply your money. What other thing is making you poor? 2. Keeping up with the Joneses. Comparing yourself to others and trying to mimic their lifestyles is a terrible way to live. It not only impacts your income, but can also leave you empty-handed in a few years. For instance, let's suppose your income is $5,000 per month, just enough to afford a modest home and a small car. Then a new neighbor moves into the big complex behind your small cottage. They've got 2 cars and enrolled their kids in expensive schools. You start feeling the pressure to keep up an image. This pushes you to start saving more money to buy a car and get a loan to upgrade your wardrobe, whereas your income has not changed from $5,000. At the end of the year, you discover that you're buried in debt. And to make matters worse, you didn't meet your financial goals for the year. That means you've spent a whole year chasing butterflies. That's a terrible and unwholesome way to live. There's no point trying to keep up with your peers. The rich don't do it. And if you want to be rich, you need to adopt the mindset of the rich. Let's take a practical example from Warren Buffett. He is among the richest in the world today. However, he still lives in the house he bought in 1958 for $31,000. What will you call him? A miser? No, he's being frugal. He's not in a competition with his peers. He focused his energy on building sustainable wealth, and he has achieved it. If you can stop trying to keep up with the Joneses, you will overcome all your financial difficulties soon. And how do you do that? First, buy what you can afford. Don't go for the expensive items just because your neighbors have them. This will save you from falling into debt and becoming financially strained. Also, pay attention to your life, not that of others. That's the only way to build a strong financial foundation. 3. No emergency fund. An emergency fund is a savings account for unexpected circumstances. It must be an integral part of your financial journey. Circumstances might show up unannounced. Of course, you don't plan to lose your job. You don't plan to encounter health challenges. You don't go out hoping your house will be on fire before you return. You don't plan for an accident before it happens. They are all unforeseen situations. But the truth is, no one is immune to them. They can happen at any time. So the best you can do is to have an emergency fund. The absence of an emergency fund will push you to take loans when unforeseen circumstances arise. When you get out of the situation, your first preoccupation will be on how to pay back the debt, focusing less on saving again, eventually becoming a vicious circle. This will only make you poorer. How do you step out of this vicious circle? You need to set a goal. Decide the amount of money you want in your emergency fund. Start saving immediately until you meet the goal. You don't need to start with a huge amount. This might cause a strain on your income. Instead, start small. You can start as low as $100. However, that doesn't stop you from looking for more opportunities to save. You can cut out on unnecessary expenses to save more. The goal is to find a balance between the two. And to make it easier, you can automate your savings. Set up automatic transfers to your savings account. This will help you manage your funds better. Lastly, you must be patient. Don't rush the process. Having an emergency fund takes time, but in the long run, it will save you from penury. 4. Impulsive spending. Impulsive spending is the act of purchasing an item without considering the consequences. So many people love shopping without thinking of the stress on their finances. Take a clue from Warren Buffett. His daughter had to make him change his car because it's too old. Warren himself didn't see the need to change his car. That's because he's not addicted to spending and has no desire for material things. What comes to mind when you receive your income? The new shoes, bracelets, latest trousers, a brand new car? If you have this mindset, chances are high that you are prone to impulsive spending. Listen, the effects of impulsive spending are more than the benefits. This act pushes you to overspend and fall into debt. Also, most of the things you buy do not align with your financial goals. We are now at the end of the year. How many of your financial goals have you met? All? Average? Or none? If average or none, you need to check your wardrobe. You bought some clothes that you don't need. Another effect of impulsive spending is the regret that comes with it. You lose your peace after buying all sorts of things because you can't see their usefulness. Well, you can still break this habit. How? First, think before you buy. That is, before purchasing an item, take a step back and consider whether you need the item. You can do this by asking 2 questions. What will I get from this item? Is there a way to replace it with something less expensive? If you discover that what you will derive from the item isn't that crucial, then don't buy it. And if there is something less expensive, go for that instead of buying the costly item. Another way to control yourself is to create a budget and to stick to it. You should do this before you receive your income. Also, have a list before shopping. That will stop you from getting attracted to flashy things. And lastly, avoid shopping when you are emotional. Emotions have the power to cloud your reasoning. What other thing is making you poor? 5. Absence of diversification. You might have saved some money and have channeled it into investing. However, you have still not achieved financial freedom after many years. That's because you didn't diversify your investment. What if something goes wrong with the investment? You'll lose all your money, which means you're back to square one. Diversification means investing in diverse ventures to reduce risk and maximize your return. So, with diversification, if you lose in an area, you can fall back on your investments in other areas. This will keep your head floating in the sea of finance. 99% of Warren Buffett's net worth is in Berkshire Hathaway stock. However, Berkshire owns 65 different companies with 260 subsidiary companies. That's a huge diversification. How do you start diversifying your investment? It's very simple. Simply search for more investment plans and vet their profitability. Then invest your money. The growth opportunities from these sectors will affect your investments positively. This will increase your returns. Also, diversification reduces the impact of market fluctuations on your portfolio. A fall in the price of stocks won't bother you because you have other investments. That's how you escape the poverty web and take your place among the rich. We have come to the end of today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to like and share. Don't forget to subscribe for more finance tips. See you in the next one.